Cameras are super fun, but sometimes all the stuff that you need to keep them up and running can be, well, a little bit less than fun. In my case, traveling with my camera gear also means that I'm taking extra batteries, I'm taking a battery charger, and in the case of Sony, I need a cable for the battery charger. And then I also need memory cards, because I don't want to forget my memory cards, and then usually a power bank on top of that, just to be safe. All of this stuff is super necessary and very important, but it takes up a lot of space in a camera bag where space is already pretty limited. But since the dawn of time up until now, this is everything I've had to bring to just keep my cameras and my camera equipment up and running. But fortunately, I now have this to try, which is the Tri-Charge. This is something that I'd be excited about no matter what, but the fact that it was designed by my good friend Peter Lindgren makes it even more exciting to me. Not just because it's fun to see good things happen to your friends, but because Peter's someone who is like genuinely obsessed with efficiency and maximizing efficiency. And this is something that really helps anyone who uses cameras to be more efficient. So in this nicely designed box, we get a note from, this is so cool, there's a note from Peter, and then we get the Tri-Charge itself and a USB-C cable, and this right here, along with the USB-C cable, can basically replace all of this stuff here. I'm super thankful to Peter for sending this over as a nice little birthday gift, but I would 100% be buying it if he hadn't sent one, and I'll probably still buy a few anyway because I think it's gonna be like my go-to gift for anyone I know who does photo and video stuff. Even when you're not traveling, it's still amazing, and it's how I've been charging and organizing all of my batteries at home. Yes, I did rebox it to just unbox it right now because I wanted you to see the cool packaging that Peter got to design and make. So what's so great about this? Well, first off, believe it or not, the Tri-Charge lets you charge 3 batteries. So instead of having my normal battery organizer that just holds the batteries, I can pop the batteries in here. And now I can plug this in with a single USB-C cable and it will charge all 3 batteries simultaneously. It replaces my battery organizer and it replaces my battery charger and again, my battery charging cable with just this. And I already bring USB-C cables in my bag anyway, anytime I'm going anywhere because I need them for so many other things. So I don't really even need to bring a dedicated cable for this because it will work with what I've already got. So this now charges my batteries, organizes my batteries, and if I push the button on the side, I can instantly see the charge level of each battery. And since I'm using this as my main charger here at home, it's also freed up some outlets on the wall that were being taken up by single chargers up until now. And the thing I was wondering, a question you might have is, will the batteries stay in place? It holds them in place very well until you pop them out right here with these little pop-out finger hole things. So you put this in your bag, your batteries aren't gonna fly out everywhere. But aside from batteries, like I said earlier, memory cards are also important to have. So instead of having a memory card case, I can now take 3 regular SD cards and pop them in here in these little spring-loaded slots. There are different versions of the Tri-Charge for Sony, Canon, and Nikon, and each one holds 3 standard SD cards, along with 3 CF Express cards and 3 of the batteries that are compatible with that specific system. So no matter which of those brands you're using, you can get one of these that will work with what you have. And on top of that, if you use drones or action cameras or podcast recorder mixers, I can take my micro SD card and also put that in here because there are 2 micro SD card holders. So now the Tri-Charge has replaced my battery organizer along with my memory card case. It's all just right in here, but on top of that, it can also be used as a 5-volt power bank when your batteries are installed. So there's an input on one side for charging the Tri-Charge, and there's an output USB on the other that then I can connect this to a phone or whatever other device I want to charge, and now I can use my camera batteries to charge other devices, which again is just absolutely awesome. Honestly, this is just so simple, but it's so super brilliant, and I'm really surprised that nothing this efficient has been around for videographers and photographers until now, because it really does seem so obvious. And when it comes to, you know, the Peter product side of things, I've seen a lot of products where someone basically works with a company to slap their name on a thing that already exists, and then they say it's something new, usually at a higher price. But I can personally attest that the Tri-Charge has been Peter's idea from the start, and then he was able to find a company that was willing to handle the manufacturing and everything else to make it widely available. that's way beyond my pay grade and I don't understand those things. You can check out Peter's video on that whole process of designing this, but it really is something designed from the ground up. I even have a proto print from when Peter first got his 3D printer like a year and a half ago, and he sent me an STL file, and I printed one just to see, and we were trying to see if the batteries would actually fit in it, and it's a little less polished of a fit here. Oh, I can't get this battery out. The finished version is a little bit better, but I've watched firsthand as the TriCharge went from just a fun personal project to keep his gear organized to an actual thing that's available for sale all over the world. And it is super well built, which I guess shouldn't be surprising coming from someone like Peter, but after using this 3D printed version for so long, you know, which is solid, but still kind of lightweight, I was really surprised at how sturdy the real TriCharge is when I got it. It's just so nicely built, and then once you do have your batteries inside of it, it has a nice little heft to it. It's not gonna make your camera bag, you know, annoyingly heavy or anything, but it just feels good. So ultimately the TriCharge has three purposes: charging and storing your batteries, storing memory cards, and being used as a power bank. I really love it, and a huge congrats to you, Peter. This thing is awesome, and my enthusiasm for it won't peter out anytime soon. So I guess all that's left is for you to give the TriCharge a try. And speaking of things to try, why not try supporting the channel like these fine folks here via Patreon and YouTube channel memberships? That was a very slick transition. Maybe not. But thank you to everyone who supports the channel. I do really appreciate it.